Well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's been a long time since done a live, but we're finally here. So we're in the bull market. Um, yeah, let's take advantage of it and maybe learn a few things together, see if we can make some money finally. I stayed away waiting for this day. I've never been in a bull market before, and it's pretty exciting. And it's just a start. I see a lot of opportunity for us to make money. Um, through my past trading experience, the last, I would say, year, a little over a year, I've learned a lot of things to watch for. Got kind of depressing at times, to be honest, and I just want to make sure I don't make the same mistakes in the bull market. I want to make money as this goes through. I started with 30 bucks and it's already rocketing. I've done a few training schools like sniper school, a few other things. I'm part of a sniper club. Learned a lot through my quicklearncrypto.com, all the terms, terminology, using the fibs. All these things have helped me along the way, and mistakes happen, and that's how we learn. And it's best to keep our dollar amount small while we learn. But let's maybe go through a bit of the market. Let me share my screen here. So what I'm seeing here, we'll go to our first, we're going to go to the total tree, which is the total crypto market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the two biggest ones. This is the daily view. This was the halving in 2020. This is 2024. Basically, this gives us an indication of when altcoins like Solana, any of these other coins that aren't Bitcoin or Ethereum are actually going to start moving. As you can see, it was around November before they started moving last year, and they really didn't start to move till around Christmas area in 2020. This is where the halving occurred in 2024. And as you can see, we've been kind of stagnant, and this is on the daily. And all of a sudden here, we had a rocket. We zoom in a bit. Started right at the election. As soon as they knew Donald Trump was getting in, the crypto markets kind of went crazy because they knew Donald Trump is pro crypto, and we would lose some of the people that are anti crypto in the future. It's kind of crazy, but it really doesn't take effect till after January. So for all this to happen is great. Another thing you like to look at when we're in this bull market and tell we're in a bull market is you can go to US dollar dominance. And basically what this is tracking people putting money into USDT. Now USDT means if you got your money in here, you don't have it in trading. So when the dominance goes down, that means the market is climbing. And as you can see, draw a trend line here. All this area, people were pulling money out of the market. So that's usually an indication of their fear or losses. And as you can see right around here, it dropped. And then again, November 5th, more money was going into the market, allowing our coins and stuff to climb. Bitcoin dominance. Now this, I drew a trend line here. We'll go back to the daily. Remember, a trend line works best when it catches the most points. So it is a true trend. And you can see Bitcoin dominance has been climbing. Oh, sorry, this is just Bitcoin, sorry. And as it comes down like this, that means altcoins are moving quicker than Bitcoin. So when we see that, usually you'll see an altcoin pump. when the true altcoin market hits or goes parabolic, you'll see Bitcoin dominance drop off and it will go below the trend. So lately this week, I've been doing some conservative trades. I got into Bitcoin just because it's going to be less volatile, especially with BlackRock running the show now. And the biggest investor is BlackRock, which means we won't see those, hopefully won't see those crazy wicks that we've seen previously. And that way you can be a little safer on your investment. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. So this is the, let's go to the Bitcoin daily chart. This is where it broke all-time highs. You can see how it's been climbing the last few days. And once we break the all-time highs, which was right here, you can see how it rocketed up. Now we have to predict where it's going to slow down. You're going to see some, and we got to figure out new resistance, and obviously all new zones, so everything's new. There's no real charting you can do here other than using your Fibonacci. And I took it from here to this point here, which was basically where it was at its all-time high. We can expect a slowdown around, or take profit area is what I would do, at around 89,000. I think we're going to see, like we have right now, seen a bit of a slowdown at 80K. You can do it on different time charts to get a little more accurate perspective on things. But yeah, since it's broken all times highs, you can't go back to your chart and do, you know, resistance zones and market trends because it gets harder. One of the trades I'm in is Solana. Imagine that. That's what I'm always in. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, I've got a lot of stuff on here. Take off this fib. So I went to these charts. I drew in my resistance zones, as you can see. This is where I currently am. I'd rather have been a little below the line, but I added in a bit too much. And we've hit our first resistance at 210 that I drew in. Once it cracks through that, I will really up my position, my leverage, and increase my position, because then we're at all-time highs. And then I see it going to as high as $400. So let's take a fib here, where the trend started. Down to where it started. Yeah, and I put a take profit at 275 would be my first take profit zone after it breaks this 210-12 area. So I'm going to show you my trades and how I'm doing things. I want to make profit or make some money in this, so I've said it a few times about upping your leverage and adding to your position. So, but to do that, now these are my 3 trades, and this is where I started at $30, and I am now over a wallet value $228 from $30 Canadian. So it's been fairly good. So let's go back to our coin market, our regular market, sorry. This is Bitcoin that I'm currently in. And if you take a look, this is where I initially got in, this little green arrow. This is where I added more to my position. And by doing that, I basically just went over here, went from, at the time, let's say 5x, and now I'm currently at 30x. So my initial position has grown. Every time I add or up this position, let's just even like So every time you add to that position or up your leverage, you have more money available over here to add into the trade or go into a new trade. So currently I've pulled $22 US out of all my trades that is available, which basically means because I started at $30 US almost, or Canadian, sorry, I'm in all these trades for free. I'm in profit in every one of them right now. Currently, I'm up 300% on my Bitcoin, 209 on my Say. And this one I entered late. I was just showing the guys at work how to enter. And Solana, I'm up 69%. I'm on a 15x. So I pulled money out of all these trades by upping my leverage, which puts it over here. I could even take this money, withdraw it from the account, send it to my bank account. So this is one way to trade, and I find it is like if you're going to make money, this is going to be the way to do it. When you want to add to your position is a good biggest question mark. You want to go to your charts, look for different resistance zones, and as they pass them, that resistance all of a sudden becomes support. So you can see these are different resistance zones I've identified on this one. And I usually do it on the 12-hour or the daily to find big resistance zones. So Solana currently is sitting at a huge resistance, which is its all-time high. Once it breaks through that, that will become support. So I don't want to really do too much. And if I was somebody looking to get into Solana, I wouldn't get into it right now. I'd wait for it to actually break this resistance zone, come back, and don't enter as soon as it breaks. You want it to retest. It will retest that usually. So see if I can draw this out for you. Usually what'll happen, it'll go through, stop somewhere, come back down, and that's where you want to buy in, and then it'll go. And it's like this, it doesn't matter what you're trading, that usually happens. That's why it's always important to draw these supply and resist, or these support and resistance zone. And you can switch the colors if you want when you're drawing them, but use that as your entry points and spots to add or remove leverage or to your position, but do it on a smaller time frame. Once you're in, like look at the daily to get your resistance zones, but drop down to the 1 hour chart, look at your stochastics to see, never add to a position when it's at the top. When you're adding at the top, you're waiting, it's basically usually going to drop a bit before you start going into profit. If you can grab a spot like this to up your leverage and add to your position, you're going to see it climb. And you can see we go up straight up here, the climb it made from here to here. And it's nice to have it in. Once it's here, you wait, and we're in a zone where we're going to add maybe a little more if you're going to do it on everything. This is on a 1 hour chart. But yeah, try to base a lot of that on your stochastic RSI. That'll help you through it. But yeah, in this bull run, it's time to make some money. See if any of mine are ready to add. Obviously, Solana is not out of place just because it's right at major resistance, and most of them are because they've had so many days of climbing that they got to cool down. So let's take a look at setting. Always, when you're looking up your symbol, make sure you find the one that's on the exchange you're using. It'll give you a more accurate or picture of what's happening. In this case, I'm using Phoenix. So we have it in here. There it is. Let's go over here, see where I entered. So my current position, my entry is at 138 or 38.64. $64. Put a marker where I entered at. So as you can see, this is where I entered. So you can see it's climbed. It's in a good spot. I tried to enter here, obviously missed it a little bit. As you can see, it went up, came down. So on our 1 hour, we're just about to start a climb. So I'm going to try to up my leverage right now and show you exactly what happens and how to do it. So we're going to go back to our Phemex and try to find an exchange that does this. There's a lot that don't. You're best if you can actually find an exchange where you don't have to KYC, something like Deepcoin or something, which I haven't used yet, but I will try shortly. So as you can see, I have $22.17 available to up my position on this trade, but I'm going to up my leverage first. So we're going to go to a 15x. And as you can see, I got $2 more to add to the trade. Now my average entry price is 38.64. I'm going to go back to the chart and taking a look here on the 1 hour. Let's go back to the 8 hour. That would have been the ideal entry, obviously. I'm going to want my position to be right below here. So my average entry, I want it to be at around 40.408. And I'm going to put a stop loss, move my stop loss up to that same area. So I'm not going to lose money on the trade. So I'll take, I'm going to add 12% of what I have to make sure I'm on say my position at market. So that would move my entry price too high because I'd be at 42. Cancel. 9% of my position, open long. This is how you do it just to make sure you're not in too high. So this is pretty close to where I want to be at 0.40. Confirm. And now I've added to my position. As you can see, my entry has changed. I'm now going to change my stop loss to, I don't really feel like losing money, so I'm going to put 4.0. So if I get stopped out, still going to be in profit. I'm in the trade free anyways at this point. I have $22 still to spend that I'm going to save for one of these other ones, or if I see another something going, I'm going to put the $22 into it, and I'll start at a 5x when I'm doing this. Some of the ones I like to look at are Arweave. It's been a pretty good. Let's go do some. What I would typically graph, and this is what I don't like seeing because that's our 21-day EMA. Way back here. There's a resistance zone coming up. I would say that's our support at the current moment. So now that we got our drawn, we can zoom in. And as you can see, it bounced right off that support that I picked way back here. As we zoom in, you can see a little more different areas of support and resistance on smaller time frames. Taking a look at the stochastic. I'm going to wait a little longer before I enter this one, wait for it to come back down, which it looks like it's about to make a turn. When it hits down here, then I'll look to enter again. I would probably enter around, try to get a 1775 and then do a 5x, and then at least you're in the position and you can add to it later. But always don't chase a green candle. You can see this one's up 11% bonk. Zoom out, see if it's in resistance. As you can see, once it climbed, it will go back. They always usually come back. So, and as you can see, once it breaks a trend, what happens? See how it went down, back up, and then went back. Once it breaks an upward trend, this one's pretty steep. It's going to be hard to draw, but you can expect it to somewhere hit it here again before it goes back up. Always try to use your support resistance, use your basics. Like I said, I like to use the Lux Algo too, which uses a neo cloud when you're in and I got it set for a trending market. So let's go back to Solana where I'm in it. And we'll draw. I usually do the 1 hour or 30-minute. As you can see, I try to put my stop losses just below these neo clouds. Usually it's a pretty good area, but I would have got stopped out there. I'm in good positions. I don't want to get knocked out of them by setting my stop loss too close, especially for the bull market. Because if I'm not paying attention, if I get stopped out, my re-entry is going to be higher. Unless I need to take money out, I'm just going to try to let them ride and make sure my stop loss positions are set where they're not likely to get hit should there be a severe wick, which does happen when the market is like in a bull phase. And the reason it happens is exchanges like FEMAX, MEXC, if there's a whole bunch of longs or shorts, they will send a wick that will come down and stop you out, liquidate you, and then they have all your money. It's not happening so much on like Bitcoin for the simple fact there's bigger institutions that would never allow that, and they don't usually leverage trade. They're in spot trade, so it doesn't do them as much benefit as it does to wick out an altcoin like Solana, ETH, or one of those smaller coins. So just remember that when you're trading. Give yourself enough space to stay in the trade if you wish, or if you're in good profits and want to make sure you don't lose any of that, move your stop loss up. My biggest one right now is Bitcoin. And yeah, I've still got quite a bit of room in my stop loss set. As you can see, I have my stop loss set at 73,100, which might be a bit low, but I'm allowing for to stay in this trade because I think we're going to see Bitcoin hit 100K, and I don't want to be going in and out, in and out, in and out. Bitcoin. I probably should move it up to the 78 area. I think here, let's go on a larger time frame. I'm going by the 4 hour on the using Lux Algo. I'd set it just below this neo cloud, which puts me at 75 roughly. As you can see, that's also the, what do I have there? the 50 EMA 50, so that would be a safe zone to put it in to keep yourself in profit. So just use different tools to set your profit and loss. And if you're using it to up your leverage, just be smart about it. Don't just go in and up your leverage just so you can have more and more in the trade. When you see it, if you're trying to chase a green candle, up it as high as you want, but move your stop loss up quickly with it, just so you always stay in profit. That's all I really have for today. We're finally in that bull market, so I'll be on a little more frequently, just looking at different trades as I see them. I don't usually really look for a new trade till after the weekend, because during the weekend you can be misled by smaller markets, and the movement might look big, but it's really lower volume. So I usually wait till Monday 9 a.m. before I start really looking, and then I'll just go through some charts and see if I see anything close to breaking a trend. I would go to that trend, set an alert, and then once it breaks, then I look to enter. So have a good weekend.